All right, everybody, here we are. Welcome to another episode of Tag Team Tapping, tagteamtapping.com. Trying to do even more good in the world when this is a great opportunity for me to get to introduce folks to other tappers, and very happy to be joined today by my friend Emma Roberts, one of the founding EFT masters who runs the EFT Center with our friend Sue Beers, who's also going to be on a tag team tapping with me soon. And welcome to Tag Team Tapping, Emma.
Thank you, Brad, very much. Thank you for having me.
Very happy to have you here. So, why don't you tell folks what we're going to be tapping about today?
We are going to be tapping on the topic of social anxiety, which I think is something that actually everybody has to some degree or another. Um, I can speak on this from very personal experience. I used to be completely crippled by it. Um, Bizarrely, I never did any work on it, but for some bizarre reason. But all the other work I did of working through my emotional history and things, somehow it kind of dropped away. So it's one of those kind of EFT side effects, tapping side effects that I quite surprised me. And I hadn't noticed it had dropped away until somebody else pointed it out to me. That, hey, you can go into that crowd of people and you seem to be all right with it. Yeah.
Yeah. How did that happen?
Exactly. What was that about? But I thought that was interesting. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's one of those great things about EFT is that we can be tapping on things that other totally different things, and it's like, oh yeah, I think I feel better about that. Oh, and yeah, this other thing that I wasn't even thinking about is changed because so
Exactly.
often they're so interlinked.
Mm. I mean, it's all kind of interlinked, isn't it? But
Yeah.
that just surprised me because actually it was quite a major problem for me growing up. Um,
Yeah,
it's
I
not,
hear you on that one.
I,
And likewise through I don't know that I ever particularly did tapping for myself on that or addressed it particularly. It's just kind of a side effect of years of tapping on all kinds of other things.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So yeah, but as I say, I think everybody has it suffers from it to some extent. It might be very mild, or it can be completely crippling, where you're totally sort of frozen. And you just can't get out there, can't go to a party, can't meet people. I think to some extent we've all got a bit of it.
Yeah.
Um,
I think there are even people who we might look at and think, oh, that person has none of it. They're so gregarious. And yet there may be aspects of it that feel a little off because it's a defense mechanism
yeah.
and they're forcing themselves as a way of trying to overcome it, which is not a bad thing. Hey, great to
Mm.
face your fears and look to overcome them. But boy, if there was a gentler, easier way to be able to enjoy other people's company without
Yeah,
feeling pain.
absolutely. And maybe we have that.
Maybe if only there was something we could do. So, um, awesome. We have folks live with us from around, including someone from Croatia. So excited. I'm going to be there in a month doing
Are
a
you?
presentation. First time going there. So very excited
Wonderful.
about that.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, so I want to invite folks to go ahead and close your eyes, take a deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. And now just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Just allow yourself to be present, allowing yourself to be right here, right now, as present as possible so as to receive maximum benefit from this hour. And just following your breath through your body, just allow yourself to be aware of what's going on in there. Notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how much anxiety might be there. Hopefully it's very low, but as you maybe imagine yourself now being in a room filled with other people, and notice how that might change. Again, noticing what you feel physically and what you feel emotionally. Notice how much more anxiety there might be. Maybe it just comes up with one person, one particular person, or just any one person. There may be a party that says, yeah, I don't even like to deal with any other person. And as much as possible, move past judgment and allow yourself to get curious. Notice what thoughts, beliefs, and memories might come up. Asking yourself, what am I afraid of? What is this anxiety about? Just allowing yourself to be aware of what might show up so that any tapping that we do today can be relevant for you, even if the words that we bring up might not match your identical situation. Just allowing yourself to be aware of where you might hold on to some fears that show up as social anxiety and all the different ways that that might limit your health, wealth, and happiness. And take a deep breath, open your eyes, and Emma, why don't you start us off with some relief here?
Okay. So I think we'll start sort of quite generally. So that's just on the side of your hand. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel anxious just thinking about what Brad was talking about, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel really anxious and I'm not quite sure why, I love and accept myself completely. This anxiety, I feel really anxious. Was something Brad said. All those people thinking about being in that room. They'll all be looking at me. They'll all be judging me. I know what they're thinking because I'm great at mind reading. I know what they're thinking. I know they know. They know I'm not good enough. They know I shouldn't be here. Maybe. Maybe not. This anxiety. Okay, take a deep breath in and out and just check out your number. Brad gave you the scale of 0 to 10. See where you're at now. Notice where you started and what's happening now after a couple of rounds. And then, do you want me to continue, Brad, or do
You
you?
know, go, yeah.
Okay. Notice what came up for you. Okay. Whether any beliefs came up, because there are always beliefs underpinning social anxiety. And I'm going to throw a few out here, but we need to tap at the same time. Okay. Even though I'm not good enough, and everyone knows it. It's written all over my face. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though they're all judging me. And I know what they're thinking. I know what that look means. I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel really anxious thinking about what they're thinking and what I'm thinking. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. This anxiety, I know they know. I'm not good enough. I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too thin. I'm too fat. I'm too pretty. I'm too ugly. They're thinking all of it. I know what they're thinking. I know what I'm thinking. All these old beliefs. I'm sharing them with everybody else. All these beliefs. I'm open to the possibility that they're not truths. What if they're not true? I wonder what would be more useful to think instead. All these old beliefs. Outdated. Never mine in the first place. These decisions I made about myself. When he looked at me like that, when she spoke in that voice tone. Okay, take another deep breath in and out. And check out what happened there. What popped into your head? If something popped into your mind that feels really important, like an old memory, write it down to come back to. I'm going to check in with Brad. What happened for you? Where are you at with that?
That's excellent. There's so many great points there. Um, yeah, actually, I take that as a diving board to go because you just brought up so many great points. So everyone, go ahead and close your eyes. Wait 1 second. I just want to put there. Someone had a question. Yes, this replay will be here on YouTube. So if you're not, and just sharing Emma and Sue's link there because someone asked. So yeah, with your eyes closed, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and as you imagine being in that crowd and noticing an anxiety, and just what Emma was talking about with all of these different thoughts. I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm not good enough. All the different flavors of I'm not good enough. And that line you kept using, I know they know. When you're in a crowd and you're thinking of what people are thinking about you, what is it that you're afraid that they know? What is the statement that you say about yourself? They know that I'm dot, dot, dot. And then say, I am that. I am too old, too young, whatever the statement is, and just feel what goes on inside your body and note on a scale of 0 to 10 how true that feels. Allowing yourself to just get curious. Where did this belief come from? And take a deep breath, open your eyes, and see where we go with this. Even though I'm afraid this is true about me, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid this is true about me, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I'm afraid this is true about me, this thing that I'm afraid they know, this thing I'm afraid they're thinking, and it's causing me all this pain. Even though I'm afraid it's true, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself, and maybe anyone else who might be involved, because I choose to feel that free. All this fear that it might be true, all this fear that they might be right, all this fear that they're thinking this. And the only reason I'm afraid they're thinking this It's because I'm already thinking this. I'm not just putting words in other people's mouths. I'm putting thoughts in other people's minds. I have no idea what they're thinking. They might be thinking about something totally different. And they might be thinking this. But it's only painful if I believe them. If I knew what they were thinking about me, and I knew that it was a total misunderstanding, I wouldn't feel this anxiety. I might feel sorry for them. I might feel all kinds of different things, but probably not anxiety. I'm not so much anxious about what they might be thinking. I'm anxious that they might be right. I don't need to change their mind. I only need to change my mind. All this fear that this is true. And I choose to clear that fear. I choose to clear it at a cellular level. I choose to clear it all the way back through my past. Back through all those times in my life that I somehow got the message that this is who I am and that this is what people think of me and this is why this should be painful. I'm allowing myself to process that. I choose to love and appreciate those parts of me that have made me so anxious in an attempt to protect myself. All this anxiety is a misguided act of self-love. I can find better ways to take care of myself, allowing myself to feel more safe. Clearing this belief that I am that thing. Clearing this belief that they're right. So that I can love myself even more in body, mind, and spirit. And take a deep breath. Close your eyes, go inside, and thinking about that thing that you're afraid that they're thinking about you, and say, I am that. And just notice what that feels like in your body now. How true it feels, how uncomfortable it might feel. And take a deep breath. And feel free to put in the chat box things that are coming up for you guys. All right, Emma.
Okay.
Thoughts, comments?
Thoughts, comments. I was just thinking about the somatic imprint, if you like, of when you go body, mind, and spirit. I was thinking the somatic imprint of social anxiety, in fact, of any form of anxiety, but very often it's blushing is a classic.
Yeah.
Yep. And freezing as well, the opposite extreme, although obviously temperature is not what I mean with freezing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And kind of some people shake, tremble, and all these things which kind of reinforces that belief, doesn't it? Because they can then actually people can see,
Yeah.
I mean, as a child, I used to go red all the time, and people teased me about it. And the more they teased me, the more I went red. And then I got the label of being shy, and it sticks. Shy equals socially awkward. Don't speak. She's tricky. Be kind. Sort of some form of weakness. It
Yes.
felt to me as a
It's
child.
unacceptable. Yeah.
It is.
Inappropriate, unacceptable, really shouldn't be out there to be seen.
Yeah, but if you'd had my mother, you couldn't have got a word in edgeways anyway. Much, bless her, but there wasn't any space for anyone else to speak. So Um, but but this is how you get these labels, and they stick.
Yeah.
I mean, I look back on old school reports, and I was very shy,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't do it.
Well,
Stops me. It stops you, doesn't it? Stop me
even
doing anything.
even the way that we find evidence for things, like as an adult now, for you to be able to say, I couldn't get a word in edgewise with my mother, but
Hmm.
maybe at a younger age, it's like people look at me and I never say anything, and so that must prove that I'm shy, as opposed to,
Hmm.
no, I just can't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's a cognitive shift, isn't it? But yeah, completely change of perception. And that I think that came through the tapping, actually, through other work I was doing around that. And I'm not labeling my mother as being bad or anything. She was just very
Yeah,
gregarious,
yeah,
and there really wasn't space for anybody else. um, but but you get the label and it sticks with you and it becomes your identity, which is what you were picking up on earlier.
yeah,
I am shy, not I can be quiet. I
yeah,
am shy. And then you behave accordingly. And that stitches you up actually quite nicely for the future.
yeah. I always go back to the quote from Dr. Joyce Brothers of, "You will never behave consistently in a way that is inconsistent with how you see yourself."
Yeah. That's
And
good, isn't it? Yeah.
so once I'm shy, it's like I'm going to show up because as human beings, we love to be right. And if I show up and I am, and I don't get pink and my mouth doesn't dry up and I'm not
Yeah.
shaky, it's like, well, then I've been wrong about myself. No, that's not right. Ooh, I better get those cheeks rosy.
Yeah, things
Oh,
like
that's the person that I recognize.
yeah, exactly. But the problem with things like the blushing and things, it's not within your conscious control. So
Yeah,
then it exacerbates things.
yeah,
It's evidence, if you like.
yeah.
It is literally your mind is speaking, actually, is what it is. Through the body, which, as we know, is what happens with the tapping. So we can tap on the somatic imprint, if you like, of the
Awesome. I
memory.
think that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. So folks, take a moment, close your eyes and just allow yourself to be aware of however it shows up for you. Um, I know for me, the social anxiety often showed up as a dry mouth or just an inability to speak clearly. The times that I have, as an actor, when I met famous actors that were heroes of mine, and I was like, so yeah, so just allow yourself to be aware of how that physical imprint, and take a deep breath
okay.
and open your eyes. Yeah,
All right, so I'm going to get people to fill in the gap because obviously it's not going to be the same for everybody. Or actually, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll put something in and then you can change it according to what's going on for you guys. So let's go with it. Okay. Even though I've got a dry mouth, can't get my words out. And it's really embarrassing. They're all going to think whatever. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself anyway. Or at least I'll say the words. Even though I've got a dry mouth, I can't speak fully. It's so embarrassing. They're all going to think I'm an idiot. And I know that's true. Part of me knows it's not. And I choose to allow that part of me to speak loudly now. And I love and accept all parts of me involved in this. Okay, even though I've got a dry mouth, I love and accept myself anyway. Got a dry mouth, can't speak properly. I can't get my words out. It's really embarrassing. This embarrassment, this shame. I can't speak properly. I'm so anxious. This anxiety is stopping me speaking clearly. So embarrassing. This shame. I should be able to speak properly. They're going to think I'm stupid, just like I think. I want to speak clearly. This anxiety stopping my clarity. You also get a brain fog, can't you? Let's just go with that. This brain fog. I don't know what to say. They're going to think I'm boring. I am boring. I accept that part of me. That's given me the wrong message. And I love and accept myself, even with that message. But I can't speak clearly. I just can't. Too nervous. And everyone can see it. They're all going to think I'm whatever. They're all judging me. I'm judging them, judging me. And I'm doing a great job of it. And what if none of it's true? But it is true. I can't speak clearly. Maybe. I can most of the time. It's just my thoughts about them that's stopping me. I choose to be fully present in those moments. Present to myself and connected to others. And I choose love instead of this. I deserve love instead of this. Okay, this remaining nervousness, remaining anxiety, remaining can't quite speak clearly. I choose to let it go. I choose love instead of this. I deserve love instead of this. Okay, take a deep breath in and out, everybody. And then check inside and see what resonated for you there. I have this belief that if you bring love to fear, love always wins.
Amen, sister. Always about clearing what isn't love.
One of my more useful beliefs.
That was awesome. Oh, I feel very relaxed after
I'm
that.
very tempted to put you in a room with your hero actor and see how you feel. Notice how clearly you can speak, how easily the words come. Yeah,
That'd be fun. I don't
yeah,
know if he's still with us. A gentleman by the name of Paxton Whitehead. Brilliant actor.
okay.
I met him. I went to a show that he was in and went backstage to meet someone else and saw him and dried up. And then I was doing a show and a friend of his was in the show that I was in and he came backstage. I was at my show and he came backstage and it was like, I'm the show.
Yeah, that's quite an extreme situation, isn't it? Actually, to be fair. Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, that feels great. That feels great. So there was a point that came up and it made me think about how, I often say that self-sabotage is simply misguided self-love. And looking at how part of us might be doing this as an act of self-love. How, it's always what's the function of the behavior? How
Yeah.
how might this be behaving? Why does part of me say turning bright red would really be helpful right now? Having your mouth dry up and being unable to say words right now, this would really be the ideal way to get through this circumstance.
Mm.
So I'd like to invite folks to close your eyes, take a deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. And again, imagine yourself in a situation, either a past situation where you really got tripped up and scared, or just a situation that you can imagine. It may be a situation that's coming up. You may be thinking, you maybe have some social engagement coming up, and you're thinking, I I would rather get a bad cold and have to stay home. You know what? You know, we have all these expressions of, I'd rather claw my eyes out than go through this. It's like, okay, so what about that situation is scary? Notice how your body responds, how you have responded in the past, how you're afraid you're going to respond, and allowing yourself to move past judgment to whatever extent possible and get curious and ask yourself, how is that protecting me? If I can feel this anxiety, how might that protect me? It may be, well, I'll make it so uncomfortable that I'll never say yes to another engagement like that, and then I don't have to go through this anymore. Maybe I'll feel so much anxiety that I will somehow manifest a cold or something. Uh, something will come up. I'll manifest some kind of distraction, some kind of excuse if I can just feel upset enough. And now just feeling that and feeling whatever level of anxiety that you might have. And then ask yourself, and notice how your body feels, because the response might just come as a physical response, or might come as an emotion rather than words. Finish the sentence. I'm afraid that if I didn't have this anxiety, dot, dot, dot. Just notice what comes up. Emotions, sensations, thoughts, beliefs, or memories. Take a deep breath, open your eyes, side of the hand. Even though part of me thinks I need this anxiety, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though part of me wants this anxiety, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I may have become dependent upon this anxiety because it's familiar, it's what's known. And the idea of not having anxiety at this point might make me even more anxious. Even though part of me thinks I need this anxiety, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself, and maybe anyone else who's contributed to this, because I choose to be that free. All this belief that I need this anxiety, all this reliance upon this anxiety, I've learned to depend upon it. It's one of the most reliable things about me. Can always depend upon myself to be anxious. And in this crazy world, part of us craves something we can rely on. And the idea of going to some social gathering and not feeling anxious might scare the bejeebers out of me. Who would I be? How would I handle that? How freaked out would my friends be? What's wrong with you? You're not turning bright red. You're forming complete sentences. Are you feeling all right? Maybe we've been wrong about you. Part of me says that's uncomfortable. If I didn't have this anxiety, what's next? What would happen? I'm so afraid of what they might think of me. But there's something comforting about feeling that way. Even if I think they think the worst of me, it's something familiar I can hold on to. And I choose to love and appreciate those parts of me that are still using this anxiety, even though it's outdated. There may have been a time in my youth where it somehow worked, and I'm still using it. But that would like still be using a high chair or asking my parents to push me in a stroller or pram. It's outdated. And I choose to love and appreciate those parts of me that are using this old defense mechanism, believing that it's helping me. And I choose to be open to the possibility I could handle life without this social anxiety. It's safe to feel comfortable in my own skin, even when other people are around. I choose to feel confident when I'm on my own. I'm giving myself permission to remember the truth about me. I'm awesome. Not perfect, but I am awesome. I'm allowing myself to know that right now, right here in the comfort of my home or wherever I am. Allowing myself to remember that. Part of me already knows that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here tapping right now. I wouldn't give this gift of self care to someone who wasn't awesome. Allowing myself to remember who I am and be so confident in that I can remember it when I'm around others. And I can handle what happens with that. Even if they think that I've gone out of my mind because I'm not still showing the anxiety I used to, I can handle that. And what a gift that would be to them. Because then they might say, what have you done and how do I get some of that? So setting myself free from this anxiety is a gift to me and others, especially because I am a gift to the world. And this anxiety has been keeping me being stingy. It's time for me to share my awesomeness. And I choose to love myself in the process, in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. Let it go. And just close your eyes, go inside, and notice what might be going on in there. As you imagine yourself in a social situation, you see if there are more lightness, more freedom. Thank you for all these comments. Thank you, Fazia. I love this comment from Lily. We're supposed to live out of our minds. It's
Yeah.
the book, I think Stephen Hayes, who um, teaches, I think it's acceptance and commitment therapy. His book is Get Out of Your Mind and Into Your Life.
Great title. Great title. It was quite, when you were doing that last round, the thing that came to me quite strongly was the safety aspect. And when because I do a lot of this work, obviously one-to-one,
Mhm.
and safety is huge. And it's not just safety for yourself, actually, but safety for other people. Because if you change, other people can't relate to you in the same way, and then it's not safe for them, or you might suddenly become the party animal and your partner might not like that, or whatever.
Right,
Um, and
right.
safety also can expand into not feeling safe in the world. I mean, in a much bigger sense. And I always find that's quite a tricky one because the world's not a very safe place right now. So how do you navigate this? And people do, obviously we all do all the time without this kind of crippling, I can't go out, I can't talk to people, it's just not safe. But that sometimes needs to be unpicked as well, because maybe when you were little it wasn't safe,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But
There's
that
something that taught us these
yeah,
lessons. It may have been a total misunderstanding. We may have seen
it
something,
usually is.
and yeah, it almost always is.
Mm,
Um, but there was something inside that says this somehow works for me.
mm, mm,
Uh, and for so many people, it's getting what we need from somebody who is not healthy. And
yep,
so it's like, okay, this is not a healthy behavior, but it's keeping me safe in this moment. I mean, ultimately, I think all of the issues that trouble us come down to safety. But as you were saying, clearing what isn't love, if we go back
mm,
to love, the world becomes a safer place. So if we can
for
look at
sure.
these situations and go, how do I let go of what isn't love? And that might, not only is that ultimately safe for me, if my partner is uncomfortable with me being the party animal, that's because they have some fear. And I'd rather than crawling back into a hole and we both stay in fear,
Yeah.
what if I can say, come on and join the love party? And then their life is expanded.
Absolutely. And they can do some team tapping, can't they? Together.
Exactly.
You know, it's great in relationship work, I think, as we know from our friend Andy, and people's relationships work really well with this. But yeah, I just think that when you go to change your perception about you, who you are in the world, it has ripple effects. And you
Absolutely.
need to be prepared for that. So it's worth in advance, well, not in advance, but as you're going through it, noticing when there's a ripple, and you can work for yourself for that. Obviously, you can't change somebody else, but you can change your response to the ripple,
Yeah.
and that makes a huge difference.
It,
Um,
it it does. I so many times working with folks, and it's like I'm afraid of how this will make other people uncomfortable.
mm,
This is true in friend groups. Like, okay, if all of my friends are broke, I don't want to make a good living because they'll feel uncomfortable.
yeah,
And folks, actually, the tapping while we're talking here. If all of your friends are have far from optimal health, and say, I'm afraid of getting healthier because they'll feel bad. And
yeah,
then we tell ourselves, I'm being noble by limiting myself.
yes,
And I say, okay, but basically what you're saying then is I could be better, but you couldn't. So I need to play small for you. It's like, oh, when you think of it that way, how noble does that sound?
exactly.
So I've said to
Patronizing, yeah,
people, it's like this might challenge them. Good. Don't make it comfortable for them to settle for less than they can have.
exactly, exactly.
Don't say, yeah,
That's
you're
a
missing
great
out on the
reframe.
world, but I'm going to make you feel comfortable with missing it. It's like, no, let's
No,
both
no,
have it
no.
much better.
Come with me, exactly,
Yeah, it's an
exactly.
invitation, and they have it within them too.
Everybody does.
Yeah,
Everybody does. You know, it's to come back to where I sort of started with this about going back to childhood, or clearing emotional history with tapping. What I meant by that was just clearing all those negative memories that still get you in some way now. If you do that, what I call the symptoms of that, like the social anxiety, actually, well, for me and possibly for you as well, just drop away without actually addressing it specifically.
Right.
You can address it head on, but
Yeah.
actually, other things will change as well if you do it systematically through the memories that get you. You know, that time I wasn't picked for the team. Oh God, I still feel bad about that. We'll tap on the I feel bad about that now, because that was in my case probably about 50 years ago. You know, why am I still feeling bad about it now? But so you tap to clear that, and when these things drop away, your perception of the world changes, you change, and these these conditions, I suppose, I don't really know quite what I'd call it, social anxiety, but they will drop away too.
Yeah. Yeah. Our
And I
defense
think
mechanisms are
mm,
whatever we want. Yeah.
that's why I think we're in such an exciting place with the tapping, because people can take this and do it, a lot of it for themselves, or following along, you know, with your YouTube videos or whatever. You've got quite a few of them. Um,
Fair few.
but they have huge value, because even if it's not specifically your issue, your unconscious mind connects. It sees the similarities, and it'll apply the work to what's needed. So, you know, I
Well,
just think that's
ultimately,
the
as
joy.
you said, it's the fear or love.
Mm,
And anytime we're tapping, we're clearing fear,
yep.
which then reveals more. Like, I always go back to the Michelangelo principle. The masterpiece is there. We chip away what doesn't belong to
Right.
reveal that masterpiece. We're
Yeah.
chipping away the fear to reveal the love that's there. So any tapping that we're doing, we are naturally clearing fear, clearing the anxiety, which then just allows that love to be shown even more, which is such a gift to the world.
It is.
It's a
I
win-win
think
situation.
every bit of tapping we do on ourselves to clear fear, whatever label you want to attach it to, it is actually basically love or fear.
Yeah.
Every bit we clear ourselves has it resonates out in the world, because these states are catching. You know, I know if I go into a room and somebody else is feeling frightened, I might think, oh, you know, what's going on? Why are they feeling frightened? Whereas if they're feeling, you know, happy or whatever, and if I come in feeling I've had a bad day, I'll catch the happiness vibe.
Yeah.
You know, so I think every little bit that anybody does on themselves is massively important, particularly in the world that we're living in today.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can't. I'll get off my soapbox, but I can't kind of say it enough. Actually, anything that anybody does for themselves will have a wider impact than we know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And what's so great about the scientific evidence around EFT showing the biological markers, showing how we're relieving stress, even if we're not consciously aware of it.
yeah,
So any tapping that we're doing, so grateful to everyone who's here. We got a bunch of people here live, and I know a lot of people are going to be watching this afterwards. Thank you for doing this, because you are clearing fear, doubt, anxiety, whatever you want to label it. You're clearing what isn't love from the collective whole. With every
mhm,
little bit of tapping you do, whether it's on a specific issue that you know that you feel you should work on,
yeah,
or just tapping silently. I start my day first thing in the morning. I'm not in a bad mood. I don't have anything specific to, even though I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It's just anything that isn't love, anything that is resistance, anything that's
yeah,
fear. I want to release that,
absolutely.
because for the collective good, we're doing that. So no, please, that's what we're here for, is for you to be on your soapbox and share, these thoughts. And as we're tapping, and everyone is benefiting from these ideas, and we're all collectively getting more free. And because we're, connected, we are collectively reducing what isn't love. And then when all that's left is love, the world functions pretty darn well.
Yeah, we've got a way to go yet, haven't we? But we're doing our best.
That's all we can
But
do.
that, I'm like you. I wake up and I do a couple of rounds of tapping, just not on anything, because we have the detritus from the dream states that we can't even remember. You know, sometimes you can wake up and feel just kind of out of sorts.
Yeah, yeah,
Just on it. And before you go to bed, I think it's really useful too, to clear all the little irritations and niggles of the day. You know,
yeah,
like when the tech doesn't work or whatever it is. You know, or you're
yeah,
late for something because there was a traffic jam. Just
yeah,
don't You don't want to apply your
yeah.
tapping
I
specifically
don't
to
want to
it.
take this with me. Yeah.
No, just tap generally. You know, and then
Why don't you guide us in one more tapping round, please,
mhm, okay,
on these ideas, and finish us
all
out.
right.
And then I'll do a guided imagery. So we will go for folks. if you have someplace to be at the top of the hour, I'm going to do a guided imagery, but you can always come back and watch the replay if you have to go someplace. But
Mhm. Okay. Well, we were just talking about safety and fear, weren't we? So let's just focus on those two.
excellent.
Okay. Even though this anxiety keeps me safe
Even though this anxiety keeps me safe,
and others, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I need this anxiety to keep me safe, the world is dangerous. And I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I've got to hold on to this because it's safe. I'm okay. And I love and accept myself. It's not safe to let this go. It's not safe for me. It's not safe for them. I have to hold on to it. I have to stay small. Maybe. What if that's a mistake? What if I'm operating on the mistake of a small child? What if none of that's true? It may be true that the world's not safe, but I can be safe in it without anxiety. I can be safe with others. I can enjoy being in company. I can enjoy talking to my hearers. It is possible. Even though I'm afraid. It's too scary. I can't do it. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though it's just too frightening. I have to feel anxious. Because anxiety is not frightening at all. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm afraid to change this, I love and accept myself completely. This fear, it's too scary. I can't let it go. No way am I going to let this anxiety go. That thought is too scary. I'd rather keep the anxiety. That's not at all frightening. I can go into a room with anxiety, but no fear. Maybe. Maybe I can't. I'm open to the possibility that I'm running on the decisions of a very small child. And very small children and adults make mistakes. And maybe this is one of them. This remaining fear. I choose love instead of this. Okay, a deep breath in and out. And just check out how you feel when you think of safety, when you think of the word social anxiety. See what happens in your body, see what happens in your mind. Notice where you are on that scale of 0 to 10. And write down anything that's come up for you that you want to take further to do the next step on your own. Because I can sit here and get your words wrong, but you can't get your own words wrong. So just tap on what's going on for you, what's come up for you, etc.
yeah, awesome, 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 awesome. All right. Well, thank you for all kinds of great tapping there. Um, as a lot of folks know, when I do these events live or in person, I always like to do some guided imagery to just sort of seal in that goodness in a very loving, nurturing way. So I invite everyone to go ahead and get yourself comfortable. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Another deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. A third deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Now just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Breathing comfortably, and just imagine that with each breath you take in, you breathe in relaxation and positive energy. Go ahead and imagine a healing light of whatever color you like surrounding your body, so that with each breath you take in, your lungs comfortably draw in that healing light. Allow it to flow through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. Imagine a healing shower flowing down crystal clear water that's a perfect temperature as it flows over the top of your head, soothing and relaxing your scalp, washing away fear, doubt, anxiety, washing away anger, sadness, guilt, shame, washing away pain, frustration, disappointment, embarrassment, washing these away to reveal that light that you truly are. This unique expression of divine light and love. Allowing more and more of that light to be revealed as that healing shower flows over your forehead, relaxing the muscles in your face, flowing down over the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, washing away tension, leaving your shoulders calm, comfortable, and relaxed. That healing shower flowing down your arms, all the way down over your fingertips, down over your chest and your stomach, soothing and relaxing, healing and cleansing, and allowing yourself to remain comfortably in whatever position you choose. Allow that healing shower to flow down over your upper and lower back. And as your torso relaxes, your internal organs comfortably do whatever they need to do to achieve and maintain your optimal level of health and well-being in body, mind, and spirit. As that healing shower continues down over your body, down over your hips and your thighs, over your knees, down your lower legs, through your ankles, into your feet. And finally, that relaxation flows over your toes as you allow yourself to relax twice as much, going at least twice as deep with each number as I count backwards. 5, drifting down to 4, floating down to 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. Deeper, deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. And in this calm, comfortable state of mind and body, go ahead and imagine yourself in some really beautiful place. Some place where you allow yourself to be present to the beauty, the magnificence, the abundance of creation. Some place where you allow yourself to remember that it is here for you as much as anyone else. And also allowing yourself to remember that you are part of this magnificent creation. Part of you has always known this, allowing yourself in this moment right now, just allowing yourself to be there by yourself in this beautiful place, remembering and acknowledging your magnificence, your awesomeness, giving yourself permission to remember that. And as you allow yourself to remember that, allow yourself to know that it's a really good thing to share that awesomeness. Just as you allow yourself to appreciate the beauty of all of these things that you might be seeing, whether you're looking at the ocean or stars in the sky or trees or mountains, whatever it is, allowing yourself to appreciate that you get to experience these wonderful things. Allowing yourself to know that you are likewise something wonderful to be experienced. And so it's really helpful to allow yourself to share yourself with others. So now imagining other people being there. You can start with one, can allow more, however many you choose to bring in. And give yourself permission to continue breathing comfortably. Allowing yourself to feel comfortable in your skin, feeling I'm awesome and I'm sharing my awesomeness with others. Such that you even find yourself looking at people and thinking, I know what they're thinking. They're thinking I'm awesome. And as you think that, you allow yourself to think, and they're awesome. And I want them to know that I think they're awesome. And imagine if we were all walking around thinking that each other was awesome. And allowing yourself to be compassionate with any past parts of you that felt a need to feel anxious, that used that as a way to protect yourself, believing that that would keep you safe. Thanking those parts of yourself and allowing those old fears to melt away. Acknowledging the awesomeness inside and being able to say that those old misunderstandings, we've got this from here. We're operating from love now. Allowing yourself to feel more and more of that love inside and letting it radiate out to others. And you might even imagine it then radiating back to you from them. Allowing that love to expand as we go even deeper now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0 is deep sleep. In a moment, I'll count you back out from 0 up to 5. 5 will be wide awake, alert, focused, and energetic, feeling much better than before. Feeling much more comfortable in your own skin, much more aware of your awesomeness. Maybe even feeling excited about sharing that awesomeness with others. There may even be a part of you that can't wait to be around other people, where you get to share your awesomeness with them and you get to embrace their awesomeness and experience their awesomeness. Tonight, when you choose to go to sleep, don't be surprised when you fall asleep quickly, soundly, deeply, and sleep very well through the night. During the night, you'll dream. The more you dream, the stronger you become. I'm going to ask your unconscious mind to allow at least one of your dreams to be a very healing dream. Continuing this healing process in body, mind, and spirit so that in the morning, at the time you've chosen to wake up, you wake up easily, feeling refreshed, energetic, and ready to start the day, again, powerfully moving forward into an ever more joyful experience of an ever greater abundance of health, wealth, happiness, and love, which are your birthright and which benefit others. And now go back down to 0, which is always deep sleep, allowing your mind, body, and spirit to digest all these positive thoughts and images, taking them in at a very deep level, so that these positive changes occur easily, effortlessly, and naturally. Coming up to 1, feeling physically relaxed. 2, feeling emotionally calm and confident. 3, health and well-being, enthusiasm, love, joy, and gratitude flowing through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. 4, becoming more and more alert and aware of your surroundings. And 5 is eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake, and welcome back. And thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Emma, for joining me for this. Hey, everyone, now that we've cleared so much fear and are feeling much more love, let's all please send some love to Emma's dogs who have been a little under the weather. And some healing energy to Emma's who's going through this.
Thank you. Thank you. They will receive it. They're very, very good receptors,
Excellent.
these things. Thank you,
Excellent.
Brad, very much.
Thank you. And thank you again, everybody, for joining us because again, the more you set yourself free, that's benefiting the world. Your love, your freedom, your success all benefits the world. So thank you for joining us. We love you guys.